Breast milk was long assumed to be sterile for over a century, but scientists were wrong. What they found instead is actually explaining one of the biggest health mysteries of all time. Hi, I'm Joanna, welcome back. I make short videos on research-based academic papers, data, various things across various parenting topics. Today is breastfeeding, pregnancy, education, homeschooling, behaviour, literally anything that there's an interesting study about. If you like the idea of this, please do hit like and subscribe. I want to try and make informed decisions because I'm just that kind of person. And ideally, I want to become a better parent because it can be hard. Can be hard. If you like the idea, please hit subscribe. Now, back to it. For decades, textbooks said that breast milk was sterile. It's a clean, pure liquid, pretty much no bacteria. Researchers are now discovering that breast milk has a very rich microbiome, very complex community of living bacteria. And that bacteria appear to transfer directly from milk into the human gut. Even more fascinating is how that transfer might happen. During feeding, a baby suckles, the oral bacteria from a baby's mouth appears to travel back through the nipples into the milk ducts and essentially seeding the milk microbiome in real time. It's a two-way conversation between mother and baby that you had no idea was happening. Interestingly, side note, when your baby's ill and you're breastfeeding, that is actually how your baby tells your body that they're ill, that two-way communication, so that you can produce antibodies for them to help them get better. Just side note. But this is where this study gets interesting and a little alarming. So there was a Stanford-led study published in Science in 2022, looked at the specific bacterium Bifidobacterium infantis. If I'm butchering that, I will link the study in the description so you can have a look for yourself. The microbe is extraordinarily well adapted to breast milk. It digests the complex sugars in breast milk called human milk oligosaccharides, probably butchering that as well, a lot of letters. This microbe digests breast milk sugars more efficiently than any other microbe, and it plays a key role in shaping the infant immune system. In non-industrialised societies, the B. infantis dominates the infant gut. It's abundant, it's thriving, and it is doing exactly what it has evolved to do. But in industrialised nations like the UK, the USA and across Western Europe, it has largely disappeared from infant guts. And in its place is a related but much less capable bacterium called B. brev, which cannot process breast milk sugars anywhere near with the same efficiency as B. infantis. Research believe that this loss is being driven by industrialisation itself. Antibiotic use, C-section, formula supplementation, and changes to our environment have collectively stripped this ancient microbe from the chain of transmission from babies and mothers. The consequences could be significant. Scientists suggest that this microbial gap might be contributing to the rising rates of chronic inflammation that we're seeing in Western populations, conditions like allergies, asthma, inflammatory bowel disease, and autoimmune disorders. In other words, breastfeeding is still enormously important, but some of those benefits may be partially undermined simply by the world that we live in. So, what does this mean for you as a parent? Now, if you're breastfeeding like I am, you're still doing something extraordinary. The milk doesn't change that, it still is amazing. But what it does suggest is that the full protective potential of breast milk may depend on factors outside of your control, particularly if the microbial environment that you or your baby were born into, for instance, having a C-section. Probiotics containing Bifidobacterium infantis, specifically, sorry, I heard a noise. I think it's Daddy. Probiotics containing Bifidobacterium infantis, specifically a strain called B. infantis EVC001, are actively being studied as a way to restore what industrialisation has taken away from us. These are early days in research, but it's pretty promising and it will be developing, so I will be watching out. If you're not breastfeeding, well, you can't. This isn't about guilt. It's about understanding what the science tells us so we can advocate for better research, better support, better solutions. So the idea that breast milk has its own living microbiome and that we have maybe disrupted it without even knowing is one of the most remarkable stories in modern infant health. And I'll link the studies below if you want to have a look. If you found this video useful, please do hit subscribe and like. It really helps people reach this channel that they might find helpful research like this. And I'll see you for the next one. See you later.